Deadrock is back, and we start off back where we left off. Yokito killing the teacher and telling everyone that he's going to kill God. Choco, of course, starts to freak out and points out that no, he is God. This is not a title. He is the most powerful being there is. In fact, he's the most evil being. If you pick a fight with him, you're gonna die. And you want to drag us into it? No. Yakuto isn't relenting. He straight up says he's not just gonna kill God, he's gonna kill all the teachers in the school. And he just wanted them to understand just how serious he was. So this was just a warning bell for everyone else in the class. Hain then pulls out his sword and threatens him and asks, why does he want to kill God? And Yakuto says that God is an imposter. He doesn't belong in the underworld. Now, in my review of Chapter 1, I actually was asking the same exact questions, like, why is God the king of the underworld? I assumed that maybe he was an evil god who defeated all the other gods, and he just won out in the end. But based on what Yakuto was saying, he's implying that, no, this guy isn't just not an evil god, like a demon that became God. No, he's just an outsider completely. Just some random dude who showed up and took over the underworld, and no one noticed. At least that's Yakuto's theory. He doesn't actually have any proof of this. He's just going off based off the fact that he doesn't call himself the Demon Lord or Demon King or whatever, or anything like that. He just goes by God, which should be a power in the heaven, not in hell. It's really just speculation at this point, but it did cause me to question it as well. So yeah, no, I'm on the same page with him on this. Obviously, Yakuto wants him to join his goal, and he actually gets most of them on his side pretty off the bat. I mean, Rise just has the hots for him and thinks violence is really cool, so that makes sense. Makoto is, I wouldn't say on his side, but she's like an observer who wants to see what happens. Honey is, of course, his first friend he made, so he seems to be standing by him, even though he doesn't want anything to do with this. Honey straight up says he doesn't want anything to do with this, but he'll still stand by him. As for Choco, yeah, she just gets pushed around because she's a bird. Oh yeah, we learned that Choco's a girl. Yeah, so that's interesting. Rinsen and Hain, on the other hand, straight up say, no, we're not doing this. Now, Yakuto is afraid that they might be trying to betray him and warn God, but they say no, they don't really care. They're not going to stop him. They're not going to rat. They're not going to do anything. They just don't want to have part of this, and they just leave. While in the cafeteria and eating, for some reason, a shark and an octopus demon decide to pick a fight with Raiden. And they're just pestering him, calling him weak, making fun of the fact that their only obligation to getting in was killing ants, which is pathetic. Basically, just being dicks. And they bring up the fact that the school rules. And in Article 3 of the school rules is that you're allowed to kill anyone you want. Which, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they are all demons, so sure, killing people makes sense. And for some reason, the shark decided that he doesn't like Raiden, and he attacks him. And Raiden just casually cuts off both their heads in one swipe. Like, it wasn't even a fight, it was just dead. That was the end of that. But they weren't important, no. Their deaths was actually the catalyst to what is more important. So he starts polishing his sword again, calling it Princess again. And we'll get an explanation for that later on. Because up next, a orc shows up, who's apparently the head chef of the school. And he starts to pick up the dead bodies of the people that Ryan just killed. And Raiden then asks, what are you going to do with them? And he just straight up says, eat them. Now, the meals that the school eats are generally not other people, but on occasion, apparently it is. That's straight up what he says. Like, once in a while, if someone gets killed, just turn them into food. Obviously, all the other demons who were in the middle of eating lunch started vomiting, because that's fucking disgusting. So then Ryan then asks, are you going to feed those two to us then? And the orc's response is, only the guy. I'm going to eat her personally. That's when we get a quick flashback of Ryan's past, where I'm assuming he's like a knight trying to save a princess that he was with. And the princess is currently being stabbed through by a sword by some dude. It's the same sword that Ryan carries around. Most likely, she's been sealed away into the sword. That's why he calls it Princess. Because the man, while stabbing her, says, this curse can only be broken by a demon king. Which is why Ryan came to the school in the first place, so he'd have the power to save his princess. Now, even though he just decapitated the woman himself and killed her, apparently mistreating a woman is beyond the pale for him. Like, you can't disrespect their corpse, I guess. Weird sense of morality, but alright. The point is, he decides he's going to kill the orc chef, and he straight up asked, that rule about killing anyone you dislike, does that apply to teachers? And the chef straight up says, yes it does. And Ryan attacks, and he is fucking obliterated. Like, he's just chopped to pieces in an instant. Like, he had no chance. And yeah, Ryan dies, just right there. And that's when Yakuto shows up and says, so Article 3 says you can kill anyone, including teachers. And I don't like the fact that you chopped up my classmate, is a obvious thing to say. Which means he's not actually upset that his classmate was chopped to pieces. He's just trying to justify his actions, because straight up he said that he plans on just killing all the teachers anyway. So this is just an excuse, so when everyone else hears about him murdering the orc chef, that will be the reason that everyone gives. Like, oh yeah, he was just avenging his classmate. No, he straight up doesn't even care. Yakuto is a straight-up sociopath. But anyway, he goes into his dragon form, and, well, he one-shots the chef, kills him, puts a hole straight through his stomach, goes flying. Yeah, seriously, dragons in this world are fucking OP. But that's your Hiromashima for you. We then see what I assume is a black cat descendant take interest in Yakuto for being a dragon. Now, my assumption is that he's going to stick with his classmates and not bother her whatsoever, which means she could become an ally who's outside the classroom, or, more likely, she's just trying to try to seduce him, play the good girl, and then, while he's not looking, try to kill him, and it's going to backfire hard, I can already tell. Then again, I could be wrong, and she actually could just be interested in him and want to be allied with a black dragon, because who wouldn't want to be allied with a fucking dragon? We get introduced to the dormitory system in the school. Apparently both sexes share the same dorm. And, well, Ryzen is brought back as a zombie by Makoto. So he is dead. Like, at any point, Makoto could just deactivate her ability and he just turned back into a corpse. So not really a happy ending for him. He basically is fucked at the moment. But yeah, Yakuto decided to collect all of his pieces and carry them back to the dorm so they could be sewed back together and brought back to life. The only thing is that, once again, Yakuto seems to be a psychopath, and he basically admits that he was happy to help him out, bring him back from the dead, but at the same time, he wants him to, join his assault on God. So like I said before, Makoto is more of a spectator watching how things go, and she basically reveals that, yeah, that goal about restoring the demon realm by removing God, yeah, that's all bullshit. Whatever he has scheming, Yokito hasn't revealed it actually. And since Chapter 1 revealed that everyone believes dragons have gone extinct, it makes sense that whatever his actual goal is, it most likely involves the near extinction of his race. Oh yeah, and Maxwell's back. He's also turned into a zombie by Makoto. Apparently the guy is of golem descent, and so he has multiple heads. He's a doll. What do you know? Now, even though the rules say that you're allowed to kill anyone, including teachers, they purposely make sure that no one knows that he is a zombie, because apparently Yakuto has plans for him that he can only do if people don't know that he's his puppet. Or Makoto's puppet, to be specific. But yes, in Chapter 2, he successfully was able to get pretty much his entire class on board, including his corpse teacher and corpse classmate, to basically assault the school and take on God. Gotta say, this chapter was even darker than the last one. Like, holy shit. They really don't give a shit about death, especially now that they have a necromancer on their side. They literally just kill anyone they want. But holy fuck. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Deadrock and other anime things. Thank you, and have a great day.